Recently, I made a tweet saying that you shouldn't use Duolingo for learning languages, and got both a lot of people saying I was right and a lot of people saying I was an idiot. Now, if your goal is to just go to a country and do basic shit like ask for directions, then go ahead and continue using Duolingo. But I personally don't see a point in learning a language for that purpose, since you could just use Google Translate or ChatGPT, and you would have a significantly better time if you were to do that. My opinion is that you should aim to acquire a language and not just a few words and sentences that you're just going to use while you're there. Now, if Duolingo helps you stay consistent every day, then sure, you can continue. But the reality is that you won't acquire the language through that. The only way to do it is through input, watching and reading being the primary method of doing so. At a minimum, you need to put 1,000 hours of pure input, and that's mostly just for simpler languages that are closer to your native language. Tools like Duolingo and Anki are ways of speeding up the process, but they're not the actual main tools that you should be using. If you're genuinely interested in making real progress, then I would recommend using Anki with active immersion. So, learning somewhere between 1,000 to 2,000 words, which are the most common words in that target language, or watching TV shows and movies in your target language with no subtitles in your native language. So, the first thing you should do is you should find an Anki deck with 1,000 to 2,000 words of the most common words in your target language. And while you're doing this, you would be watching TV shows and movies in your target language, but make sure to not use any subtitles of your native language. Some people think doing this is pointless because they don't understand what's being said, but these people are just wrong. Because over time, given enough time, your brain will figure it out. It's just about putting in the time. Over time, you should be able to understand the sentences, but maybe a few words you just don't know. Then you need to start sentence mining with Anki, and that's basically the process. Now, you don't actually need to use Anki. Anki is just something that you're going to be using to speed up the process. It's completely possible to just read books, watch TV shows, and watch movies just in the language without subtitles, or if you're going to have subtitles, just having the native language subtitles. But it would be significantly slower than doing something like Anki, which uses SRS to teach you, not teach you, but help you memorize the words.